Hello, YouTube. Welcome to my channel, Marriage, Politics, and Sports. This is episode 18 of my divest from the Democrat Party. I'm on a quest to do whatever I can to reduce the black vote for the Democrats moving forward. Uh, I'm 66 now, and for all the years that we've been investing as black people in the Democrat Party, I wonder what we have to show for it. Fatherless babies, rampant crime, uh, debauchery in our music, and how we're viewed around the world, and all the things that constant victimization, diversity, equity, and inclusion, where meritocracy goes to die. I'm telling you, we need to get rid of these people at the ballot box. So before I go forth, whether you agree or not, still like, share, comment, subscribe to my channel. And if you disagree, put some comments in there. Tell me why and what has improved, especially for black men, by following these wolves in sheep's clothing down the rabbit hole. Uh, and we've been doing it for decades. And the black relationships to black women and black men has never been worse. Uh, it's a horror show. And we need some more conservative values. Now, I'll sit down and tell you, I'm not telling you to go vote for Trump. I don't care who you vote for. It just can't be, we just can't maintain the certain levels who are in office, because all the amendment rights are going away. Free speech, uh, uh, amendment number 4, 5, 8. They all might as well just burn the Constitution based on the current administration. All the blue cities are in absolute turmoil. The replacement of minority folks or black folks with immigrants illegal, giving them unlimited amounts of money and resources that your taxpayer dollars is going towards. So this video is going to be a short one from this a news company called The Hill. I mean, I found them, and they're not liberals. They might be libertarian, they're not liberals. And they talk about the increasing divestment of black folks and other people, quote unquote, people of color, whatever that really means, from Biden and the Democrat Party. And it may not be soon enough. We can't afford another 4 years of this regime, a regime that all of them promote genocide. So there's no respite with Republicans or Democrats when it comes to the genocide that's going on of the brown people in Palestine. It's like the world is watching the most barbaric murder that I think we've ever seen. So in our lifetime, at least. So, and we're sitting down and we're funding it as Americans. It's unfathomable, unconscionable. But I can't lay that on the feet of Democrats, because the Republicans will do the same thing. So we have lost our country to a small country across the world. And we no longer have any control over how we view the world, under threat of reprisal and things of that nature. So with that said, I don't care. The Democrats have to go. Anyway, so it's up to you. So I'm gonna play a little clip. You can listen to it and you can agree or disagree. I don't really give a shit. Um, I just want to say my piece, and I want to do my part for trying to save black people from themselves, from continuing to go down a path of absolute destruction for our subculture here in America. So here goes, and listen up. Mhm.
The Biden campaign is quickly trying to win back the voters that put him in the White House. The campaign launched its Black Voters for Biden-Harris coalition in Philadelphia this week. In his remarks, Biden touted the values of diversity, equity, and inclusion, DEI, described Vice President Kamala Harris as an example of that. Let's watch.
To me, the values of diversity, equality, inclusion are literally, and that's not kidding, the core strengths of America. That's why I'm proud to have the most diverse administration in history. It taps into the full talents of our country. And starts at the top with the vice president.
The rally comes after a recent New York Times CNN survey put Biden's support with Black voters at 69%. That's 18% above Trump, a big step back from 4 years ago when he had 92% of Black support compared to Trump's 8%.
Right. So listen, you see, you're talking about, again, this constant victimization. DEI is just another form of affirmative action. It's just another way of saying, if you are Black, if you have darker skin, or if you're not the Anglo-Saxon white, you can't compete based on your own merits. So we have to put laws in place to try to make you just catch up. I don't believe that. I believe that you have to let folks battle it out and win on merit. Now, there was a time when we had to open those floodgates and do something where we can at least put pressure on corporations and businesses and things to hire all kinds of people, schools and what's not. That time has come and that time has gone. We got the benefits out of it as best we could as Black folks. And really, for the DEI, the number one beneficiary of affirmative action is white women. It's white women, right? It's all this shit is about white women being able to make more inroads because of feminists, whatever. So I'm saying the whole farce that DEI is going to serve you as a Black man in particular, don't believe it, right? You need to go out there and no matter what, if one door's closed, find another one to open. So we're going to continue here. He got some more to say. And I'm going to just stop it here and there. But he got some more to say, and then his co-host is going to start to speak.
8%. The Hill's Decision Desk HQ shows Trump with an overall lead of 1.2% over Joe Biden. This is what Charlemagne the God had to say about the Black vote.
Why do you think he's falling short among Black voters?
I think that, it's not even just Black voters. As you see, it's Latino voters, it's youth voters. I think my man Tim Ryan coined the perfect phrase when he said that, most people in America are part of the exhausted majority.
And this is how singer John Legend explained Biden's lack of enthusiasm among Black voters for Joe Biden.
That Biden is particularly struggling with some young voters, Black voters, Latino voters, particularly young Black males and young Latino males. So there's sort of there's a gender discrepancy here. Why do you think that is?
Well, I think Trump performs a form of masculinity that I think is attractive to some people. And to be clear, like Black men, even an uptick for Trump is still a landslide for Biden.
For sure.
So Black men are overwhelmingly, more than any other race of men, are supporting Joe Biden.
Very true.
But, there is an uptick, and that uptick may be enough to win Wisconsin, or maybe enough to win Michigan, or wherever. And so, it's an issue that the campaign's going to have to deal with. And so, but I do think Trump performs a form of masculinity that is appealing to some men.
And while this month alone, Biden went to Morehouse College, traveled to Detroit to speak at an NAACP event, and made appearances on various Black media outlets, the efforts haven't translated to support. In a piece this morning, the New York Times contrasted Biden and Trump's appeals to Black voters, writing, quote, "Core to Mr. Trump's pitch to both Black and Latino voters has been that they are suffering economically from an influx of migrants who are displacing them from jobs and opportunities, a variation on the theme that he used to rally so many white voters behind him in 2016. The Biden's 2024 message for Black voters has so far been a blend of shaking loose memories of Mr. Trump's divisive record and selling them on what he has accomplished. But I don't think he's accomplished enough to sell anyone on that. I think a big reason he's losing Black voters is because the median Black borrower for student loan debt owes 95% of the original loan that they took out. The median white borrower has reduced their debt owed by 94%. That's an insane difference. When he was on the campaign trail, he said for everyone earning under $125,000 that he would forgive their student loan debt for undergraduate 2- and 4-year institutions if it's federal student loan debt. He has not done that. And I think people remember promises. They want to see a real response. So
let me stop it right there. So there was a lot said in that last segment. Charlamagne the God said his part. I think he's a farce as well. But at least I agree with him there. People are exhausted of the same old bullshit. But John Legend coming out and saying that Black men only identify with Trump, and I don't care if you vote for Trump or not, because we're savages. We're knuckle dragging savages. So the way you appeal to us is not because we need anything. It's just that we're savages and we need to show masculinity like it's all toxic, and that's why we're looking at. You know how absurd and demeaning and degrading that fucking guy when he said that about us as Black men. It's incredible, and he shouldn't get away with it, right? So I mean, just shut up and sing. How about that? There's nothing in the Democrat Party for Black men. Nothing. Absolute nothing. And the fact that the one thing he did say is that too many of us are still going to vote for the Democrats. And that's a big mistake. Voting against your best interest. And we don't have to vote out in droves. We just need to vote for whoever else is running against Biden so he could lose the swing states. That's it. We gotta come out as Black men. We could make a difference and change the world for all Black people by not voting for the Democrats. There's very few things in life you can really create a sea change on, and this is one of them. If we either stay away from the polls or vote for anybody else besides Biden, or somehow find a way to, if the Republicans, and I hate to say it, find a candidate that's worthy of being president. And you don't have to listen, it don't take much to be worthy to be president based on the past few presidents that we have. We got to get these assholes out of there. So, and we got to change, we could change the world, and we tell the Democrats once for all, if you want our votes, get down on your knees and beg for them.
In the battle between ideas of God versus legend, I'm on actually the side of Charlamagne the God, not John Legend, because I do think Biden is losing voters to people who are exhausted, who are apathetic, not to people who think Trump is masculine. That's such a weird thing to say, that's why he's getting votes.
He's never even taken a punch. Weren't you listening to Robert De Niro yesterday, trying to argue that Trump's not really a man? That was the...
Let me end it right there. Listen, again, I'm going to put the link to this whole 10-minute clip into the description. And, listen, I'm just saying, we're going to have so much more of this between now and the election day. If I could do anything to dissuade one more Black man from voting for the Democrats, I'm going to do it. I am going to do it. We cannot keep these people in office. They're bankrupting the country. The inflation is running away. We're being overrun by illegal immigrants. They could call them anything they want. They're illegal immigrants. And they're not moving into upper crusty neighborhoods. They're moving into your lower income neighborhoods. They're taking your resources, your tax dollars. They're being put up in hotels. They have already brought their organized crime in. And believe me, they ain't Crips and Bloods. These guys, they don't care about whether the cops are coming or not. So I'm just telling you, it's time to understand that going down this path and keeping this same, can you imagine if Kamala Harris became president? You know, I could, and all she's going to try to do is try to prove how big a Johnson is, right? It's not about governing the people. And I couldn't imagine her being president. And she's already close because, Biden could be, 25th Amendment away from being out of office if he gets back in. So let's just kind of, cooler breaks, think about, hey, we want to change. If we want to change the direction of the country, we got to get the Democrats out of power at the highest level and especially at the local levels. Because if you're worried about crime, if you're worrying about laws that are being passed just to destroy men, like Hochul has done, how many times does she has to say that, what she thinks about black people? We're already idiots to her. We don't know what a computer is and these kind of things. How much more do you people have to take from these goddamn liberals? They don't like you. Can't live in their neighborhoods. They might smile in your face, but they hate your guts. Do you hear me? Now, it doesn't mean the Republicans love you, but at least you know where the enemies are. All right, so listen, I know I'm rambling and I don't care. On pain, marriage, politics, and sports. Over and out.